Are you having some kind of anger against other people in your life? Maybe parents, maybe parents-in-law, maybe the other cousins, siblings, whoever it is. Or are you carrying some kind of blame or grudge against other people in your life? Maybe you are blaming somebody else out there. Maybe you are blaming your parent, maybe you are blaming one of your parents-in-law, whoever it is again. Are you doing that? Are you doing that in your life? Then if you are doing that, then it also impacts the way you are parenting your child. Because you see, for you to be the true parent to your child, you cannot be operating from the zone of blame game, from the zone of carrying anger inside of you. When you are carrying anger inside of you, that is what is showing up. That is what is showing up in the way you are parenting your child. If you are carrying blame inside of you, that is what is showing up in the way you are parenting your child. If you are carrying guilt inside of you, that is what is showing up in the way you are parenting your child. Now, have people told you just forget it, and it's just not happening with you, and it is just not happening to you? Then stay tuned until the end of this video, and I will explain to you what you can do to actually clear off all those hurts, all those blames, all those shames, all those anger, and be the true parent for your child. Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to tell you why forgetting makes you, just thinking of forgetting does not happen to you. Yes, I also get, when I'm kind of sharing with parents, when I'm kind of coaching parents regarding how forgiving is a very important thing for you to be doing, again, to be the true parent that for your child, to not get carried away by the anger or by the pains that you are carrying. I also receive responses, I also receive replies from parents. Forgiving is just not possible in my case because that person has done so much damage to me. How can I forgive that person? Or sometimes I got this reply, I got this response saying, yes, I forgive her this time, and then the same thing happens tomorrow, and then I forgive her, and the same thing happens tomorrow, and then I forgive her, the same thing happens tomorrow. How long can this game keep going, Sujaya? Yes, that is, again, if you are having such questions, then again stay tuned until the end of this video. So yes, again, maybe you have heard this quote, forget and forgive, or forgive and forget, and you are so much into that trying to forget. I'm trying to forget what happened to me. I'm trying to forget what that person has done to me, but it is just not possible. I'm not able to forget. I'm just not able to wipe it out of my mind. And whenever I keep thinking about it, something hits me. Maybe I'm being blamed. Maybe people are putting me in a zone of guilt. That is what you are feeling. Just forget about forgetting. The point is this: you may be able to forget eventually, but don't focus on forgetting right now. You see, you have a mind. Your mind has some kind of neurons, cells, and each neuron carries a memory of all the experiences that you've had. Yes, so maybe as long as the neuron is carrying that memory of that experience, it still kind of keeps hitting you in your mind, right? So you want to erase that from that neuron. It could be happening eventually, but right now when you're starting off, do not focus on forgetting. Start focusing on forgiving. Now, why do you have to forgive people? Big thing. Why do I have to forgive? She has done wrong, so why do I have to forgive? Let me tell you this. She has done wrong according to your perspective, but she is right according to her perspective. And she's done something and she's happy living with it, accepting whatever she's done. And you have received something and you are killing yourself inside of you while you are blaming the other person. Do you deserve this? Do you deserve to be killed by your own thoughts inside of you? Blaming that person, blaming yourself, putting yourself into that guilt, and carrying so much anger, carrying so much grudge against that person. Do you deserve that? Just let me know. If you deserve it, I believe you don't deserve it, just type out no, I do not deserve that in the chat box below. Let me repeat if you've not got this statement. The other person has done something, has told something, and the other person is happy. Because according to that person, she or he is right. All perfect, right? There is never a universal truth. It's always a relative principle. It's always the theory of relativity that works. So whatever the other person said is right according to that person's perspective, but wrong according to your perspective, and hence you are carrying some kind of anger, you are carrying some kind of grudge against that person, but that person is so happy living with it, just accepting whatever he or she has done to you, has said to you. First thing is, it is wrong according to your perspective. Okay. The second thing is, you felt sad about it. Okay. The third thing is, you are carrying anger and grudge against that person. And what does this do to you? It is killing your own self. It is filling your mind with so much of negativity, with so much of negative thoughts about why this happens to me, why is life like that, why does that person always do this to me, always see this to me. Yes, you are creating all those negative thoughts inside of you, and whatever you are creating in your mind is again, that becomes a foundation for the kind of parenting that you are doing to your child. So when you are carrying anger, that anger is also shown when you are parenting your child. Maybe the child has not done has done a very little thing that is maybe inappropriate according to your perspective, but you just vented out that anger. Where did so much anger come from? It is inside of you. It was piled up. It was a piled up anger and grudge that you had against whatever it is that you have gone through, all the other experiences that you have gone through in your life. So let's get into peace with remembering it. Okay, let's understand that you may not be forgetting it. It may not be possible for you to forget it immediately. Let's not focus on forgetting. Come in terms with that memory, that experience. Like, make peace with that experience. How can you make peace with that experience? Each one acts, each one talks, each one says according to the level of awareness or according to the level of consciousness that that person is at that point of time, at that place. Maybe a moment later they are at another level of awareness, another level of consciousness. Maybe a moment later you are at another level of consciousness. But whatever has happened at that point of time, it is according to their level of consciousness. And you are maybe at a different level of consciousness. Now, do you want to allow yourself to get affected by whatever the other person told you? Again, do you deserve this? No, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to not get affected by whatever it is that people are telling you, whatever it is that people are trying to blame you. Yes, another question that I had from one of the parents, when people are kind of asking us to do this, do that, or you didn't do this, you didn't do that, kind of blaming, how can we react? How can we respond? I'll make another video even for that, but a part of the answer is also covered in this. Do you want to get affected by what other people are saying to you and doing to you? You are the one who can draw a border there and decide how much you want to get affected by what kind of people, who is that person, and how much you want to take their inputs. That is your choice. That is your choice. Yes, so don't allow yourself to get to carry that so much of anger and grudge, and so much that actually shows up in the other relation, that you have, the relation that you have with your child. Yes, that is one thing. So why do you have to forgive people? Because of the plain reason that it is you who are suffering. It is not that person who's suffering. You may be thinking that that person did wrong to me, that person did that to me, that person did this to me, but that person is actually not suffering. That person is has just gotten past that experience. It is you who's still suffering inside, mentally, emotionally, and you don't deserve this. So you have to forgive. First point is, you have to forgive. Yes, if you have any questions, type them out in the chat box below. Now, so yes, you are forgiving, you are kind of trying to forgive, and you're trying to forget, but again the point is, do not focus on forgetting. As long as that neurological cell or that neuron is carrying that memory, that neuron is carrying the memory of the experience you had with that person, with that situation, in that situation, you are reminded of it, and it's good. It is kind of, life is again testing you. It is okay for you to get reminded of it. Come in terms with that. It is okay for me to get reminded of that experience. It is okay for me to get reminded of that person. It is okay for me to get reminded of what that person did to me. Tell it out. Tell it out to your own self repeatedly. It is okay for you to get reminded of that experience, of that situation. And even when you get reminded, you should be at peace with that experience. your mind, or you shouldn't be again putting all these negative thoughts in your mind, saying again this all of this only happens to me, why did that person do this to me, why did that person did this, why did this person do this to me, and all that stuff. Again, when you are going in that direction, it means that you have still not forgiven. You are still carrying that anger, you are still carrying that grudge inside of you, and that is, very importantly, that is damaging you. It is not damaging the other person, it is damaging you. The other person is happy, the other person is just going along with life, and maybe another person also gave you another experience for which again you are feeling bad about it. So the point is this: you have to forgive people. And another exercise which helps you to forgive people is to write down gratitude statements for that person, about that person. Now you may be saying there is nothing actually that I can actually be grateful for regarding that person, but there will be something. Once there is a relation between you and any person out there in this lifetime of yours, there is something that you can be grateful for. Maybe because of that person, you are in a relation, you are having a family because of that person, the husband that you have, the spouse that you have, the children that you have, everything. Yes, so there is nothing that you can not be grateful for. So keep writing down gratitude statements about whatever has happened to you. Maybe there is some lesson for you to be learned from that experience. So learn it, take it forward and take it ahead, implement it. And then most importantly, start forgiving people. Forget about forgetting. Maybe forgetting is not happening. Forget about forgetting, but start forgiving people. Keep writing down, I forgive this person, the name of the person, wholeheartedly. I accept this person wholly and completely. I accept myself wholly and completely. Right? These are some exercises that you can keep doing, keep writing, keep saying to yourself, so that you are not bounded by that anger and that grudge that you seem to be carrying against other people. Right? So again, when your mind is questioning you that how can I ever forgive that person, how can I ever come in peace with that person, just remember that forgiving is something that you are doing for your own good. And you can also add another statement. So more importantly, the point is this: there are people around you, yes, and everybody has their own personality traits. You may not like all the personality traits of a particular person. You may not like all of the traits, but they have their own traits, right? Just because you do not like some traits of that person, you need not get into statements like, I don't like that person. I just don't like when that person is here. I just don't like when the person acts this way. I just don't like when the person says this to me. Yes, there will be traits which you do not like of other people, but you need not carry that anger. You need not carry that grudge. And whatever it is that the other person has done to you, has said to you, any experience which you think that you just cannot forgive, remember it is for your own good, and there is a lesson that you got from that experience, and you are just moving ahead to the next level of your awareness. You are evolving, you are growing, and at that point of time, just bless that person. Yes, thank you for whatever you have done to me. Thank you for whatever you have said to me. I'm sorry, maybe you do not like that trait. Yes, I'm sorry, I cannot accept it. Whatever you are saying, I cannot accept it for myself. But bless you. But I bless you. May you get the best wishes in your life. May you have the best blessings in your life. So in a way, you are raising your level of awareness, and you are also helping to raise their level of awareness. Yes, again, this level of awareness is again a relative thing. So there are different perspectives also. So you may be at one level of awareness in this perspective, and the other person may be at another level of awareness. And from another perspective, you may be at a higher level of awareness, and the other person could be a lower level of awareness. It does not happen that always you have a higher level of awareness or always you have a lower level of awareness. There are different perspectives, different situations. Sometimes your level of awareness drops. Sometimes the other person's level of awareness drops. It is about how conscious you are at that point of time, how connected you are to your spirit, to your soul, and all that stuff. So I don't want to deviate from the main topic of this video, that is forgiving people. Why is it important, and why is it also important for you to in your journey of parenting your child, because when you are parenting based on the anger and the grudge that you are carrying, that is what is showing up while you are raising your child. So when you are a parent and you have taken up for yourself that you will forgive whatever has happened, whoever has done whatever it is to you, it is not just for your good, but it is even for your child, and most importantly it is even for that person, because you are also blessing that person. Yes, so you are kind of showering positive blessings to that person. Starting from today, just pick one experience or experience, and all the people who are involved in that experience, and start forgiving people, start forgiving situations, start forgiving people and situations at that point of time. So in terms like, even if you get reminded of that situation, you are at peace. You are no more your blood is no more boiling up, but you are at peace. If you are committed to do this, just type out "I am committed" in the chat box, and stay tuned to my channel. Under this video, in the description box, there is a link that takes you to my upcoming free masterclass. Go there, click that link and book your seat for my masterclass. I'll meet you live. Cheers, stay tuned, bye bye.